Hey guys, welcome back to Andy's Dinosaur Reviews. So I recently reviewed the Kenner Velociraptor figures, and there seemed to be a pretty good positive reaction to that. Many people asking for more reviews of the older Jurassic Park figures. So here we are with the Series 1 Kenner Lost World Jurassic Park Parasaurolophus. This is one of my favorite figures, my favorite all-time Jurassic Park figures, because it is just fabulous. A really nice looking sculpt. Beautiful paint job by Kenner, which I expected no different from them. Really nice, beautiful pose. I've actually seen some models that I do believe were created by Stan Winston's school that looked very similar to this, and I think that's one of the reasons I've always loved this Parasaurolophus, aside from the fact that it is just absolutely gorgeous. So, without further ado, let's get a closer look at it right now. So starting up here at the head sculpt is really beautiful. Really nice appearance to the skin texture. You can see lots of really nice creasing in the skin and everything. Kind of a lot of movement going on here in the neck as well. Lots of really beautiful skin creasing. Nice reddish coloration that runs up here. And I know there are some that have like this light red on it, and then there are others that they had actually released that had a much more vibrant red that was like the majority of the head. So there's sort of like different variations of the figure. I don't have any of the more reddish head style version. I think they're a little harder to find than this one, but I do know that they are out there. I have actually seen images of them. The eye is painted with a nice blackish coloration. You've got the beautiful crest of the Parasaurolophus up here. Really nice detail throughout that as well. You've got kind of like this yellow striping that runs up along the crest, but the majority of it is like a dark gray. Really nice beak as far as the duck-billed dinosaur goes. You've got a really nice detailing in this area as well. The mouth area also looks really good. So the sculpting of the head here on the Parasaurolophus is just absolutely awesome. Nice ears sculpted out back there as well. As we start to move down the neck, like I had stated, there's nice creasing going on in the skin. Lots of really nice creasing, even in here in the back of the head. Looks really good. The reddish coloration tapers off right around here, and then it starts to pick up more like this tannish type of a color. But the sculpt does not cease. It really looks great the whole way through. Nice creasing again right there. You can see a little bit of the shoulder blade right there in that area. As we move down here to take a look at the arms and hands of the Parasaurolophus, you've got this stripe that runs down through the hand. Really nice skin texture the whole way down. You can get a sense of like the musculature of the arm as you move down, and even the bone structure as well. You've got the really nicely sculpted out elbow. Look at the detailing here of the hands. Really nice. It's incredible how good of a job Kenner did. And of course you can see the nails are painted on the hands, which looks amazing. It really does look so much better with the nails painted on the figure. Moving back up into the body, again, really nice skin texture the whole way through. It really does look amazing, honestly. And you've got this nice dark stripe that runs down the side, and then another one right here. It looks really cool and very reminiscent of the dinosaur in the film. Nice skin wrinkling going on here, skin folding, kind of giving you an idea of the movement of this leg pushing into the body right there. The skin detail is so well done. I think a nice dark wash would bring it out all really well. And look at the really nice transition between the tannish color to the white underbelly. That is so smooth, really nice. And again, like I was stating in the Velociraptor review, look how much better it looks when you actually include that light underbelly paint the whole way through the figure. It's just another world as far as how good it looks. Back here in the thigh region, the detailing of the thigh is phenomenal. Look at that incredible skin texture. So many creases and cracks throughout the skin texture. You've got some nice osteoderms here and there. Again, that really beautiful paint that is very reminiscent of the actual dinosaur in the film. You've also got a little bit of that paint down here. Really nicely defined musculature as well. Beautiful kneecap there present in the front. As we move down, you can see the really nice muscle tone here in the calf, and the skin texture continues to look really nice. Again, even picking up osteoderms here and there on the way down to the foot. The foot has really nicely painted nails, beautifully glossed actually as well. And the foot sculpt also looks extremely nice. Very appealing foot sculpt. And again, you can see that light coloration run down here onto the legs, on the insides of the legs, which looks really cool. And then as we run out the length of the tail, again, the skin texture continues to look beautiful. Really nice creasing the entire way out as we lead out the tail. of the Parasaurolophus out here to the end, where these stripes start to kind of combine and meet up and transition to just one solid stripe. Looking at the opposing side, you're not really going to see too much difference on this side that you didn't already see on the previous side. The eye is painted once again in perfect fashion. Really nice paint application as far as that red coloration, and then we run down here into the arms. The arm is exactly the same as the previous arm as far as the way it's positioned, painted, all of it looks exactly the same. Really beautifully done on both sides. As we move back into the stomach, once again you can see that the stomach looks very similar to what we just saw on the previous side as well. The skin texture continues to look just beyond incredible, and you can see that the skin wrinkling here in the stomach is a little bit more noticeable now because this leg is pulled back, so you can really see that a lot better. You can also kind of see an area where the leg moves into, and we'll get to that eventually, because if I move it right now, it's going to make the noise, and we don't want it to do that quite yet. And then you can see again the beautiful skin texture, the really nice osteoderm-like appearance over here, and of course that really beautiful JP logo right there. One thing I kind of wish Mattel would include, because I really feel like they're the first company that started to not include that really cool JP logo on the legs, because even the Jurassic World line, although it was a little different with the JW, it was still included, so I really kind of wish they would have continued to have that stamp on their figures, just for that nostalgic feel. As we move down the leg, again the leg looks great, really beautifully painted nails on this side, this foot as well. They do also contain a very nice gloss. The foot sculpt looks incredible on this side as well. Really nicely defined muscle tone there in the calf. And then we run out the length of the tail, which continues to have the really nice creasing. And again, those stripes meet up down here to form one solid tip as far as that darker coloration. The detail here on the underside is also really beautifully done. So let's go ahead and get a look at the articulation and the action feature. So as far as articulation goes, we've got the articulation here of the neck, which works really smoothly. It can completely swivel around if we would like. We also have the articulation here in the shoulders, and then we have the articulation in the legs, which is part of the action feature, and the tail as well has like a swivel sort of thing going on, but it doesn't really swivel all the way around. But regardless, once we actually push the button here on the back, it's going to cause the Parasaurolophus to have kind of like a running motion, and it's also going to make the really beautiful noises as well, so let's go ahead and do that. So you have to press it once to actually hear the noise. Hold it in. Very cool Parasaurolophus type noise, similar to what we hear in the movie. But again, the legs just kind of run. If you have it like this, it appears as though the Parasaurolophus is running, which in the Lost World, it does do quite a bit of that, as all of those jerks are trying to, unfortunately, capture and take down our Parasaurolophus. It was doing quite a bit of running, so the articulation isn't over the top, but what is included is definitely really nice, and I think the sounds, although they're kind of basic, are definitely really quite nice as well. As far as the size goes, from the head to the tail, you are looking at about 11 3/4 inches, or about 30 centimeters, and then for a height, if we actually stand it up like this in the more natural type of a position, now you will see it come in at about 7.5 inches, maybe almost 7 3/4 inches, or about 19.5 centimeters. For a size comparison, there is Mr. Papo T-Rex, the Attack Pack Colovosaurus, and Robert Muldoon next to our Parasaurolophus, showing you that this is actually a really good sized figure. It definitely has some significant size to it, and probably one of the bigger Kenner Jurassic Park figures from back in the day, although there were quite a few. But again, this is definitely a really nicely sized figure. So as far as this Kenner Parasaurolophus goes, I absolutely love it. There are very few downsides to the figure at all, and many upsides. The upsides, in my opinion, you've got a wonderful sculpt that looks very screen accurate as far as I'm concerned, and is definitely one of the most screen accurate Kenner figures that existed of all time. It really does look pretty much just like the Parasaurolophus in the Lost World Jurassic Park, and even in Jurassic Park as far as I'm concerned. I really feel like it does look very similar to those, along with the older kind of models that I had seen from Stan Winston Studios of this Parasaurolophus. I feel like it also looks very, very much so like those as well. The actual sculpting of the dinosaur, as far as the minute details go, really fantastic as well. Beautiful skin texture all over the dinosaur, incredible looking for sure. I actually have another one of these that I'm intending on repainting very soon, and I'm extremely excited to do just that, to give it a more realistic paint application. I've seen quite a few people repaint theirs in the past, like Catherine's Dinoversum, and they look really good with a more realistic paint application on them, so I'm definitely going to be repainting one of these at some point soon. But again, the skin texture, the detailing of the figure overall is fantastic. Really nice paint application as well. There's a lot of paint to be found on the figure with that really nice reddish coloration there up on the head. Really nice color tones up on the crest as well. You've got the nice striping throughout the body here and there, that beautiful like light tan type of a coloration for the majority of the body, and then the light underbelly, the nice white underbelly, which does run onto both the arms and the legs, giving it a very nice appearance as far as the paint apps go. And of course, one thing that most figures nowadays seem to miss out on when it comes to Jurassic World figures, and that is nail paint. And the nail paint makes a world of difference if you ask me, and you can really tell that just by looking at this Parasaurolophus. The only real downside I can say to the figure is it's kind of tough to stand at certain points, because the action feature causes the legs to kind of be like spread apart, and then when you kind of position the dinosaur with both feet planted together, it is in a really cool, very nice neutral position, but due to the tail not really being flexible and there not being any articulation in the legs or anything, it kind of causes the dinosaur to fall over a lot. So if you lean it against something, it's not so bad, but if you actually try to stand it correctly, it does tend to fall over quite often. But other than that, that's really the only downside that I have to this figure at all. Otherwise, it is an absolutely fantastic Kenner Jurassic Park figure, Lost World Jurassic Park figure. So I highly recommend, if anybody is interested and you don't have one of these in your collection, make sure you search one out right away, because they are fantastic. So I will include a link in the description to eBay. If I can find one on there for you guys to pick up, I will include the link in the description. Make sure you find this some way, one way or another, and also make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next review. Thanks for watching.